Yo. Welcome back to Hoops and Brews. It's your boy Pavy. Right now it's just me. I think Thomas gonna hop on a little bit later, but right now it's just me. I wanted to hop on and give y'all my opinion because it's been, I think, it has been an extremely eventful 48 hours so far in the NBA. Obviously, NBA free agency started yesterday. And man, it's been like action ever since. I will say I do think that the second apron has a lot of these contracts looking light. I think that it was in previous years. I feel like the money is for like the top guys, and then you got role player money, and the role player money ain't been the same as a role player money was in some previous years. And I think you seeing the effects of the second apron. Starting it off, man, Dame Lillard was waived this morning by the Bucks. They stretched his contract out. I think I did the math. I think they stretched it out over the next 5 years. So I think that 115 is about $22 million per year, which, I mean, for Dame, it's great. I mean, you get to rehab on your own schedule. I think it may be a little bit tough to rehab outside of a NBA building. Obviously, like, you got to, kind of prioritize that on your own. And I don't know how, but I mean, I'm sure he has all the resources to get the help that he needs to get to be able to rehab the way that he needs to rehab in order to get back on the court. But you stretch your deal out. I think he's 36 years old, meaning you'll be getting $22 million every year until you're 41 years old, which great. And you had the opportunity when you heal up to pick where you want to go. I don't think it was a secret that I don't think the Bucks were Dame first choice in general. Obviously, there's been reports that he was away from his family in Milwaukee. It was tough. So, although it was shocking, I do think that it could turn out to be a good thing for Dame. You get to end your career where you want to end your career. Now, I don't know what he'll be worth on the open market next year when he comes back and when he's healthy. I have no idea what he'll be worth on the open market, but he'll still be making $22 million. Which, who don't want to make $22 million for the next 5 years of your life? Then there was a report that came out earlier that Giannis was, quote unquote, dissatisfied about that, which I actually don't believe. I don't believe that Giannis was dissatisfied about that. And the reason I don't believe that Giannis was dissatisfied about that is because of the simple fact, like, there was no other pathway. There was no other pathway for you to make moves, especially if you want to compete this season, unless you do this. Dame Lillard was going to be making, I think, $55 million. Now, I don't know. I don't have the cap figures looking at me in front of it. But all I know is when you got two guys making $50 million, it deeply hampers what you could do with your roster. They brought in Miles Turner. I think it was 4 years, $100 million. After the finals performance that Miles Turner had, I can understand why the Pacers felt comfortable letting him walk, especially with Halliburton's not going to be there next season. So I don't think you probably want to pay the tax if you're the Indiana Pacers. I don't think you want to pay the tax, and you want a contending team, and you don't have a chance to contend next season. So they let him walk. And also I don't know if the Dame and Giannis pairing ever really worked too well. Giannis loves to have the ball in his hands. Dame also likes to have the ball in his hands. And for the most part, when I saw them play, I never really saw them play off each other too much, So I don't think the pairing of that ever really fully worked. So I think now we're in a situation where, Giannis can have the ball in his hands more. And I wonder if there is another move out there for the ball. I wonder if they created enough room with Dame Lillard's waiving, where they can make another move besides. I know they got Kevin Porter Jr. back. They got Gary Trent back. They picked up Miles Turner. Bobby P came back. Torian Prince came back. I think Kyle Kuzma is still on the roster. I wonder if there is another move that can be made for maybe like $15 million or something like that. Dame's career being over. So, no, I don't think Dame's career is over. No, I think if Dame wants to play, Dame can find a way to be on somebody's basketball team when he heals up and when he's healthy. Now, his career as being an all-star and being a starter, that might be cooked. I don't know where Dame goes and starts at 37 years old off of a injury as significant as the one that he has and off of the money that he will probably be making. I would assume Dame Lillard probably a mid-level guy, a MLE guy when he comes back. I can't imagine, like, if Dennis Schroeder can get, I think what he got from the Kings, 3 years, 45. I don't know if that will probably be the deals that Dame would be looking at, 2 years, something like that. Those will probably be the deals that Dame would be looking at when he comes back and when he gets healthy. But as I was saying with the Bucks, like, yeah, I don't really think that Dame and Giannis ever really played off each other too well. So I don't believe that Giannis was blindsided by this and didn't know and is frustrated by this. I think he signed off on it because there was really, if he wants to play high level basketball this season, as far as like his team, there was no other way. Like, Dame wasn't going to play this season and he was going to be making $60 million. If he's going to make $60 million and not play, you can't really, there's no moves that you can really make. So I think they did the right thing. I think it was a tough thing. I think it was a unfortunate thing to do. It was a sad end to Dame's chapter in Milwaukee, but I do think that it was the necessary thing to do. And as far as people say, oh, the Bucks didn't do right by Dame, I don't know how you can say that. I think both parties can move on. Hey, wipe their hands with it. Start with a clean slate. Again, like I said, Dame getting $22 million to the time he's 41 years old. I don't think there was any scenario that was gonna have Dame getting 22. Dame might not even be in the NBA when he's 41 years old, and he still could be making $22 million. I don't think there was any scenario that was gonna have Dame Lillard making $22 million at 41, besides the one he's in right now. So again, I think, obviously the lasting image of Dame in Milwaukee is him being on the floor because he tore his Achilles. But I think it was the right thing to do. I think it was a tough thing to do, and I think that there weren't many other options for the Bucks as far as if they want to try to field a team this season to give Giannis a chance. I mean, again, if Giannis, Miles Turner, Bobby Portis, Kevin Porter Jr., Gary Trent, Torian Prince, Kyle Kuzma, it's not some incredible squad. When I look at the East, I don't see many incredible squads. And if Giannis, being a guy who's arguably the best player in the league pretty much every single year, I don't understand why they still can't make a conference finals run if they can get this thing together and number one, stay healthy. And I think this could put Giannis, because he'll have more on him again and the ball will be in his hands more. And I also remember when Dame was out for the blood clots in, I think it was February and March and April, Giannis was damn near averaging a triple-double. So we might see that Giannis throughout the whole season. So I'm excited to see that. And like I said, I think it was a tough way to end the season. Well, no, a tough way for Dame's Milwaukee chapter to end, but I didn't really see any other way that the Bucks could field the team and put together a team this season without doing what they did. But moving on, I want to talk about the winners of free agency so far. I think everybody kind of knew that this free agent market wasn't going to be like some of the ones that we've seen in previous years. When you have like the super big names going, like there weren't really, any huge names this year. But what there were was a lot of guys who can help your squad out. The first team that comes to mind when I think of winner of free agency, the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets did work. The Denver Nuggets got off Michael Porter Jr. for Cam Johnson, which I think is a great move. A great move. I think Michael Porter Jr. may be a slightly better shooter than Cam Johnson, but at the same time, Cam Johnson ain't been playing with Nikola Jokic his whole career. I've seen what Nikola Jokic has done for players. Cam Johnson, I mean, look, Cam Johnson last year averaged 18.8, basically shot 40% from three and 48% from the field. And that was in Brooklyn. He didn't have Nikola Jokic passing the ball in Brooklyn. I think Cam Johnson could have a borderline. Look. I know I've seen what Jokic has done for Aaron Gordon. I think Cam Johnson can have a borderline all-star level year next season with the Nuggets because I've seen what Nikola Jokic has done for others. I saw Jamal Murray in the Olympics with Canada. I saw Bogdan Bogdanovic with Serbia in the Olympics. Bogdan Bogdanovic looked like a Hall of Famer with Serbia with Jokic. So I've seen what Jokic can do for you. I saw KCP this year in Orlando, and I saw KCP with Jokic. Two different people. And also Cam Johnson historically doesn't have the health concerns that Michael Porter Jr. has had. And I think he's better with the ball in his hands. I think he's a little bit better defender. I mean, and then the contract situation. The contract situation makes it a no-brainer for me. So I love picking up him. I love going back to get Bruce Brown. I love picking up Jonas Valanciunas, getting you an actual quality backup center who can actually spell Jokic. And, you can dump the ball to Valanciunas, and he can go out there and get you 10 points in 20 minutes, and you can spell Jokic. Before, I mean, you were trying to run out DeAndre Jordan and Najee, who you paid the money to, but really hasn't been able to give you anything. So I love going out there and being able to get Jonas Valanciunas. I love being able to go and get Tim Hardaway Jr., adding some more shooting to your roster. So I love what the Denver Nuggets have done so far. I think the Denver Nuggets are probably, I don't want to say my biggest winner free agency so far, because I also love what the Houston Rockets have done. The Houston Rockets, I mean, when you look at that roster now those first 10 guys, I mean, even just having the different big combinations, right? Where you got Clint Capella and you got Steven Adams. So you got a lob threat big, and you have a more bruising offensive rebounding big as well. And then you pair that with a Kevin Durant, and you pair that with a Dorian Finney-Smith, who you picked up. Also, shout out Dorian Finney-Smith and the money that he's been able to make throughout his career. He really got it out the mud. But being able to bring in Dorian Finney-Smith as well. And don't forget, you still got Cam Whitmore. You still have Tari Eason. You still have Reed Shepherd. You still have Jabari Smith. You still have these young guys that have been in your system for a while. And I think the Houston, and you got Coach Ime Udoka. You got a defensive-led team with a defensive-led coach. And I'm expecting Amen Thompson to be better. I'm expecting Şengün to be better. I'm expecting Reed Shepherd, who was a number 3 pick last year, to finally be able to at least get on the court and play some basketball this season. So I love what the Houston Rockets have done. Also, I love what the Hawks have done. Going out there and picking up Luke Kennard. You went out there and got Porzingis. I love what the Hawks have done as well. So those are, and also going out there and picking up Nickeil Alexander Walker. Like again, when you look at the Eastern Conference and you look at teams as far as in the Eastern Conference, I think the Hawks have won free agency so far. Picking up KP from the Celtics for pretty much gave him to you. You gave them George Niang for Kristaps Porzingis. And never forget, it's a contract year for Kristaps Porzingis. And you know how players play in contract years. As long as he's healthy and recovered from whatever illness that he had, I think that's an incredible pickup because he's been a borderline all-star. He's been an all-star before, and he's been a borderline all-star for, the vast majority of his healthy career. And then also, Nickeil Alexander Walker, you're finally putting defense around Trae Young, which is what you had around Trae Young when he went to the conference finals. And I think that they got a chance to, do it again. Dyson Daniels, probably outside of Amen Thompson, he's probably the best guard wing defender in the league. You got Jalen Johnson, who was having an all-star level year before he hurt his shoulder last year. And again, I'm having trouble pronouncing his name. Okongwu, he gets freed up now because you got Clint Capella off the roster, so he gets freed up now. So I like what the Hawks have done this offseason. That's one of my winners for me so far as well. If I could think of any other free agency winners, let's see. NBA free any moves that I forgot about. Let's see. Oh, the Lakers. I have no idea what the Lakers are. The Lakers. I have no idea what the Lakers are doing right now. Like at all. No idea. I don't think they know. I know that there's been like the rumors about LeBron and LeBron might want to get. I really don't want to see LeBron getting traded around the league and being like a journeyman. Like LeBron, please just play one more year and then let it go. But pretty much for the most part, there's nothing the Lakers can do until LeBron leaves. I mean, they're pretty much cap strapped. You got two guys making $50 million for the most part. It's going to be hard to add guys around the edges, especially in this Western Conference that is so tough. So I don't really know what the Lakers can do to make themselves better. Who else do I like? There's been a lot of talk about the Chicago Bulls and what the Bulls are doing. As far as letting Lonzo go for Isaac, letting him go. I guess people thought that they could have got a first round pick for Lonzo. I think that when fans hear first round picks, I think fans act like all first round picks are gonna be like a lottery selection. And like I think first round picks can be a little bit overstated. Like let's say a quote unquote contending team or a playoff team would have given you a pick for Lonzo at the deadline. That player might not have been better than what you got in Isaac coming over. And I've been on record as saying, me personally, I kind of actually like what the Bulls are doing with their young core. Getting rid of Zach LaVine, getting rid of DeMar DeRozan. I don't think Josh Giddey has re-signed yet, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm sure Josh Giddey will eventually re-sign. He'll get a deal. Like I like having Kobe White, Josh Giddey, Mattis. You got Patrick Williams still because you paid him, even though I think that's a terrible deal, but whatever. And Vucevic, I like the young core that the Bulls have. And in this Eastern Conference, bro, there's a pathway for the Bulls to actually be out of the play-in and be like a top 6 seed. There is a pathway for that. Especially with Billy Donovan. Like I think Billy Donovan does better when he has like a college-style team. And I think this team is kind of like a college-style team. Also returning Trey Jones. I thought Trey Jones, I had him on my fantasy team late in the season. I thought he had moments late in the season. So I don't mind what the Bulls have been doing. I know Bulls fans have been kind of frustrated with the Bulls with good reason for the past few years. But I don't mind what they've done so far in free agency so far. It hasn't been much. I think their big acquisition will be retaining Giddey for whatever number they retain Giddey for. We'll have to wait on that. But yeah, I don't have an issue with that. Moving along. Oh, another move I really, really like, D'Angelo Russell to the Dallas Mavericks. Obviously, Kyrie Irving, torn ACL. He won't be there to start the season. But I do think that D'Angelo Russell can give you, he's no Kyrie Irving. But one thing about D'Lo is he can score the ball. And he can kind of supplement what Kyrie would have given you. And he's familiar with AD, obviously. He has so I like picking up D'Lo because again, this Dallas Mavericks team, you got Cooper Flag. If Cooper Flag is who we think he is, you got AD, you got Lively, you got Gafford. I mean, when Kyrie comes back, assuming Kyrie is going to be healthy, you got pretty much everything you need to make a run. So I like bringing D'Lo over to kind of again supplement what Kyrie would have given you. He's not going to give you everything that Kyrie would have given you, but at least give you some of what Kyrie would have given you. Now that he's while he's out. So I like that move. See what other moves I like. Karis LeVert. See, okay. I want to talk about this. The Detroit Pistons, Malik Beasley obviously is going through his scandal. I actually put that back on I'll actually put that on the screen because I do want to talk about the Malik Beasley scandal. Because of the fact, I think you're gonna start to see this more in pro sports. Especially with the legalization of gambling. I think you're going to see this more. So Malik Beasley, if you guys don't know, he's being investigated for gambling and betting on games. There's been footage out there of him doing very questionable things at the end of games and look like he's covering spreads. So he was looking at a contract from the Detroit Pistons. That ship has sailed. They gave the money to Karis LeVert, which I don't mind the Karis LeVert money, and I've also heard that they'll probably be trying to bring over Duncan Robinson. Again, Detroit is a team that I also think should be adding assets and trying to go for it. Unfortunately, Malik Beasley is going through his thing that he's going through. Hopefully, he's innocent because he had a great season last season. And, I want to see Malik Beasley play basketball. Like I think what led the league in threes last year. It was either between him and Ant. So we had a good season. I want to see him play basketball. Hopefully these allegations are not true. But either way, he lost himself some money because they gave that money to Karis LeVert, who, again, I think is a good player for them. If I'm Detroit, I'm trying to stack assets. I'm trying to go for it. If I just saw what Indiana did and I'm Detroit, I'm like, shit, why can't we be the version of this year? So I'm all and you have Jaden Ivey coming back. He broke his leg last year. You have Ivey coming back again. I heard that they were going to try to get Duncan Robinson. I saw that floating around. So we'll see. Other moves I like continuing to scroll. I don't know what the Golden State Warriors are doing. I don't think the Golden State Warriors even know what the Golden State Warriors are doing right now. I heard reports that they're going to try to sign Al Horford. I've seen that, but I don't really. I think Golden State has really, 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 really fallen far, like very far behind a bunch of the other teams in the Western Conference right now. But moving along, I also, you know what? Another team I like, obviously a team that we've covered extensively in the past, the Clippers. Like, look, obviously, really all you can do is let this run its course, right? So I like lining up Harden. I think Harden and Kawhi are both lined up with 2-year deals, so their deals both expire at the same time. I think Norman Powell's might expire next season as well. So we'll see what happens with Norman Powell. I'm not sure that they're gonna want to, give Norman Powell some crazy deal, just because of age. And I think you probably have tapped out what you can get out of Norman Powell. But I do like bringing over Brook Lopez. Like they've been looking for a quality backup center. Shit. As far back as I can remember, like they've tried everything. They tried Boogie, they tried Serge Ibaka, they tried Eubanks, they tried Ben Simmons. They've been looking for a quality backup center for a very long time, and you finally have one in Brook Lopez, right? Like I think Brook, Brook's age, probably didn't need to be a starter anymore at this point in his career. But as far as backup centers in the league, I don't think there's many. I don't know if there's got to be a top 5 backup center in the league. And it brings something to the offense that they need. They did need a stretch big. They also did need more, just more of an inside presence on defense, especially off the bench. So I like what they did. Nick Batum is going to stay. I like keeping the band together because, again, if you're the Clippers, what can you really do until you basically have to just continue to go for it every year, pray on health, and just continue to go for it every year until Kawhi and Harden's deal run out. And then you can assess. And I think in 26, 27, I think Giannis is a free agent. I think Tatum is a few guys I think are free agents that season that maybe you think, yo, if we can just tread water and put decent teams together, maybe we can convince somebody to come. Again, you'll still be in LA. You'll have the best arena in the city. Maybe we can convince somebody to come that year and, come play and start our new era. And then be the face of the franchise for the Clippers and start a new era. So I like what the Clippers did. I don't really have a problem with what the Clippers did. I think they did the right thing. Moving on, what else do I like? I got to say, I like the offseason that the Timberwolves are having because I for sure thought Nas Reed was gone. TP, what's up, bro?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. I can't talk loud because everybody else in my house sleep right now. But what's good, bro? I heard you talking about the Clippers. I did not know they signed Brook Lopez, so that's a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, they signed Brook
Dope
Lopez and
move for
Harden got a
them.
2-year. Harden got 2 years, $81 million.
They
So
gave
it's
him a
not.
2-year long extension.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Like Kawhi's contract runs out in 2 years. There's really nothing you can, for the most part, really do. You kind of just gotta line those guys up and let it just run its course.
All right, man. That's horrible, but okay.
But as far I was
Is it
winners,
2 years with a team option, like a 1-and-1?
nah, I think it's just 2 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's just 2 years.
How old is this man?
35, I think.
He older than me. Yeah, man. Why you get that man 2 years, bro?
Again, you lining them up with Kawhi.
They tweak him. They big
But
time tweak him. But I mean, I get the lining them up with Kawhi thing. But I still feel like that's tweaking. But also, as everybody been complaining, including Draymond Green, um, the NBPA just really royally fucked
they
this
did.
up.
They did. They did. Like
They
even if
kind
you
of
just
ruined the way that you can
yeah.
even build teams anymore. Like I mean, obviously you 2K, but I mean you 2K Pavy, you don't seem like you be having a problem with it when you be playing on 2K.
Yeah, but they didn't put the apron in yet.
Oh, the apron not on 2K.
On last year's version, it's not on there yet. So it
Well,
might be on
because ain't
next
nobody
years
gonna wanna,
version.
ain't nobody gonna want to play it no more once you get that apron. They gonna be like, man,
Yeah,
get the
they
shit out
ain't
of here.
they haven't put the apron on. But I did want to get your opinion. Obviously the biggest thing that came down today, Dame Lillard. This is again product of the apron. We ain't never in the last person I remember seeing getting
I don't know
waived.
if it's a product of the apron.
I
I think
because the
if
last
you could,
person
I think if you could medically waive Dame Lillard, who's 36 and just tore his Achilles, and stretch that contract out 5 years, you do it regardless of the apron or not, because he's never gonna be the same.
I agree with you,
He's
but I
already
think it was a
36. Like he's not. He's already 36. When KD tears Achilles, he was like what 32, 31,
yeah
something
like
like that.
32. KD's also 7 feet and can just shoot over everybody. But
Yep.
what do you think about it? Dame Lillard being waived.
Everybody talking about loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. I don't necessarily know if this one is about loyalty. Like I think from the start it was a bad marriage. Dame didn't want to go there. He wanted to go to Miami, and we all knew it. And he wound up having to, make his way and go to Milwaukee, which is far away from home, completely different type of city, different type of weather patterns. I heard that basically during the off season, I mean not during the off season, during his off days, he used to basically live in Chicago because it's that close. So he's somebody that never really, I don't think, bought into being a Milwaukee Buck, respectfully. And that's not to say that he didn't go out there and play hard. Like he a top 75 player of all time. Obviously, he gonna go out there and give it his all. But I don't necessarily know if his heart was in it. You know what I mean? I think the competitor in him wanted to be great, but I don't necessarily know if his heart was in it. So it didn't really look the way I wanted it to look. The whole time it didn't look the way I wanted it to look, offensively and defensively with him and Giannis. It just didn't look good to me. So I can understand that. I also think that the Bucks know that Giannis is walking out that door. So if I'm them, let's just start getting rid of all of this cap. They traded. Pat Connaughton opted into his deal. They traded him away. Brook Lopez is gone. They went and got Gary Trent Jr. on a cheap deal. Like they're they dealing very cheap with this team. They re-up Bobby P, which if I'm being honest, like I get why you keep Bobby P, but I just think the Bucks need a new construction. And looking at them next year, I see a team that's gonna struggle to win 42 games. They're gonna be a 500 level team.
Nah, bro. If Giannis in your squad, I think you above 500, bro.
Nah. I've been a huge fan of Giannis his whole career. Watched that team very, very closely. Damn near since the Michael Redd days, because they kind of like the Bulls AAA. If you lived in Chicago, in the 2000s, coming off that Mike run, they was like Bulls AAA. So I used to watch a lot of Bucks games. I've been a Bucks, not a fan, but I've been watching their games since the days of Michael Redd, Sam Cassell, Ray Allen. But I don't see it for them, and I think Giannis is gonna request a trade at the trade deadline and say, "Get me up out of here." But also, I think that I think Giannis is waiting on the LeBron domino to drop, which I also think is another reason why they waived Dame, because you don't want to be in a situation like you in with LeBron, where you keep him around. Now you basically like you could have stretched that contract and waived him, but you chose not to, and now you kind of hamstrung with him because you can't move him, but also keeping him doesn't necessarily make you a championship level team. Because I don't think they were a championship level team, period. With with this current construction of what they have. So for me, just looking at it, it makes sense on all fronts. And as Dame Lillard agent says, he can go do what he want to do now. I mean, look. I wish somebody would fire me and say we're gonna give you $20 million a year
Until you 40 years old too, 41 years old, and there was nothing Dame Lillard was gonna do at 41 years old that was give him $22 million a year.
The only problem is I think now Dame is like a $10 million a year player.
I just said that. I think
That's the only
if you look
because
at like
not gonna wanna,
yeah,
you're not gonna he not finna be making 50 M's again. Like
oh
he not
no,
gonna
he
make
not
30 M's again.
he not making 20.
Yeah.
He not making 20.
I mean, he is.
He is.
But
He
his
is.
team will not be signing him for 20.
I think that, like I said, that I think that if you look at what Dennis Schroeder got from the Kings, which is this is fucked up.
3 years, 45.
Yeah, that's about Dame.
Yeah. No, true.
He's probably a mid-level exception guy. And I think somebody said, is Dame career is over? No, if he doesn't want to be over, it's not over. But I do think Dame's years as a starter are over.
Oh no, it's 112.
Dame's years as a starter is over.
It's 100% 112.
He's
gonna come back. He gonna give us a smooth 15, and we gonna say thank you for your contribution to the game of basketball. You are one of the top 75 players to ever play this game. We love you. Go make some rap tunes with Lil Wayne.
Yep. But I
mean,
expecting
a new Modelo Especial commercial.
But what do you think about, obviously, do you care? Buck signed Miles Turner.
What does he do for them other than the same thing Brook Lopez does?
Same thing Brook Lopez do, bro.
Same thing Brook Lopez does, but without the rebounds. What he don't do nothing like
same thing Brook Lopez do.
I'm sorry, but Brook Lopez is a better player and has been his whole career in every way than Miles Turner. In every way, bro. It's not even close to me, bro. Like, you just got younger. You just got a younger, less defensive rebounded, talented version of Brook Lopez.
I mean, I don't hate the opinion.
If I'm Giannis, I'm knocking all his Legos over. Fucking Legos out of my goddamn locker room.
He be playing with Legos?
Yeah, he got like a big old Lego collection. You ain't see, hey, bro, you ain't see that video where they was playing the Pistons and like him and Isaiah, he was like tussling with somebody. And then him and Isaiah Stewart was in the middle of the field. I'm sorry, in the middle of the court arguing. You can see Isaiah Stewart say in the background, "You play with Legos."
No, I ain't never seen that.
Yeah, you can say about it. You play with Legos.
You play with Legos. I ain't see that. But nah, it's crazy how much the number one, the apron is having an effect on free agency. And also, it's crazy how much injuries are, because I guarantee you, if Tyrese hadn't got hurt, Turner would still be in Indiana.
Look, watch that clip real quick. He said, you play with Legos. He said, hey, you play with Legos. He pointed at his face, too. You play with Legos.
I'm pulling it up now. You play with Legos. You play with Legos. You play with Legos. It's hilarious. But in your opinion, who have been the winners of free agency so far, and also who have been the losers of free agency so far? Like, I gave a couple teams. I said number one, the Denver Nuggets. I think the Nuggets have had a massive offseason so far. Getting off Michael Porter Jr., bringing in Cam Thomas, bringing in Tim Hardaway Jr., bringing in Bruce Brown, bringing in Jonas Valanciunas. Finally getting an actual backup center. Obviously, the Rockets have been doing work. Obviously, the Hawks have been doing work. But for you, who are some of the winners in free agency and why?
I would say number one is the Houston Rockets. They've added some depth while adding Kevin Durant, which was my biggest question for them. I think them re-signing Clint Capella now actually gives me a little bit of hope for them, because I think now Kevin Durant will actually play the 3, which I think is valuable for them. And I think Jabari Smith will basically be their 6th man off the bench. And I think they'll be a much stronger team now with Clint in the starting lineup, because now you actually have a real-world defender.
I don't think Clint gonna start, bro.
I think he should. I don't
He ain't
think
gonna start.
I don't think Şengün is. I believe he's the opposite of AD. Like AD, I believe is meant to be a starting center. He just don't want to. I think Şengün won't want to be a starting center, but he needs to be a 4. There's no 4 that can guard him in the league if you have a proper center next to him. There's no 4 in the league that can guard Alperen Şengün, and he's usually too quick and fast, footed for the bigs. So to me, I would love to see that work out, especially because I feel like, including a division, you got a lot of size in that division. You got the Spurs, you got the Mavericks, you got the Rockets, you got who else is in that division that I'm missing? Is the Thunder in that division?
No, the Thunder are no, hold
on. But I would say number 2, I think definitely the Denver Nuggets. I honestly think Jonas Valanciunas might wind up being the biggest free agent acquisition of this whole. And in that division, it's the Mavericks, Rockets, Grizzlies, Pelicans, and Spurs. There's a lot of size in that division. But what was I saying? I was saying that I think the Nuggets had a great offseason so far, and I think that Jonas Valanciunas might wind up being the biggest player in terms of signing. There hasn't been anyone in Nikola Jokic's career that can give him a real 10 to 15-minute rest a game and not completely dynamically shift the offense. You can still run them high pick and rolls with him. You can still run them pick and pops with Jonas, because Jonas, I've seen him hit 6, 7 threes in a game before. He's a guy that can grab you 10 rebounds, grab you 10 points, and also he's slow. So it's not even like the pace of the game changes when he's in there. They just need him for 10 to 15 minutes a night, and I think that will open up their offense tremendously. I think them re-signing Bruce Bowen was good. Was good for them. They need that energy back, and I think that them getting Cam Johnson was actually really, really huge. I'm surprised that the Nets moved off of him as quickly, but the Nets don't know what they're doing, so I understand that. There's no way in hell I'm bringing the hot back to New York, G. No.
They gave him a pick, though, a 2032 pick. And you could talk yourself into Michael Porter Jr. having more than what he's shown us. I wouldn't talk myself into it.
Yeah, if I'm high off weed,
I wouldn't
GHB,
talk myself into it.
If I'm high off the Diddy pack, yeah, maybe I might be thinking that. But no, okay, not even the strongest of the strongest cushions is making me think, yeah, let's trade for Michael Porter Jr. Unless you're doing a salary dump, which I don't understand why you would do a salary dump with a player as good as Cam Johnson. But that franchise is whatever. But I think he actually might have the opportunity to be a borderline all-star player.
Said the same thing, bro.
Obviously, he won't be an all-star because it's, the West is stacked with wings and in the front court. But I definitely think he could be a guy that could come in and actually give them a consistent 19 to 20 points a game, make a bunch of open threes, and play elite lockdown defense when they need him to. I think if I'm him, you better be getting in the gym. The moment I sign it, hey, I'm going to the gym right now. What you doing? I'm going to practice my catch and shoots. If he can turn himself into a 38% catch and shoot 3-point scorer.
I think he already is.
No, I'm saying for the Nuggets though, not before. I'm saying for the Nuggets. That is going to be off the charts for them, because that 38 really going to be 45% because Jokic going to be zipping passes around the court and you're going to be open. Like Michael Porter Jr. clanked so many open shots last year. It was actually kind of embarrassing. But, they gave him all that money and they won a championship, so you kind of got to honor him. But I definitely think that the Nuggets are much improved. And the third team that I would say is probably the most improved. Let me see. Because I want to pick three. Let me see.
I personally said Atlanta.
Oh, you know what? I would say Atlanta too, because Atlanta not only bolstered their front court, but they revamped their front court. They got, I mean, they can now go 5 out if they need to. They still have Shea. They still have Onyeka Okongwu, and then you just add in more and more depth. So now to me, they actually do have a playoff title contending level of depth between 1 through 8. Now the biggest question of all of that to me is Trae Young. Like, I know what everybody else is going to be, but I don't think Trae Young can hit another level in his game. I think he's maxed out already, and I think due to him, and if he is maxed out, then that means that someone else on that team is going to have to be the best player on that team. And now, is that Zachary Richardson?
Hell no, but Jalen Johnson.
Mm.
Also, I don't think Shea.
They got
not
Jalen
Shea.
Johnson.
I don't think
He
Trae.
got a whip, though.
I don't think Trae has to. Like, Trae went to the Eastern Conference Finals, and I think that team had less talent on the paper than what this team has.
Yeah, but the league is different now.
And the East might be worse. It might be worse, bro.
No, the East is definitely worse. I mean, you got no Hallie and no Tatum next year. That's already worse.
So, like,
but I will say the Magic were hurt for a lot of last year. And I will also say that, to me, my sleeper in the East for next year is that team in Philadelphia. They don't have to. All they need to do is catch lightning in the bottle once, and with how disastrous that season was, we've completely written them off. What the reality is, they do have 3 All-Stars on that team and a former league MVP and a guy that is 23 years old that was an All-Star. So they are, with all due respect, even though Embiid leg is brisket, they still, if he can hold his leg up for a whole season, I still think they have a chance. It is a huge if, but
I'm with you though.
But that's all. But that's the only thing they got is a little bit of hope.
I'm with you though, but that's a huge, like, bro. Embiid got to play 100 games. Wait, no, he ain't got to play 100. Embiid got to play 70 games, bro.
Nah, he'd have to play like 85 in order for them to win a title. I think even like the Thunder and the Pacers wind up playing damn near 108 or something like that.
He got 85
total.
Games in him, bro.
He gonna have to miss 25 of them. That's a lot of games.
No, I'm saying, I know. I'm saying he got 2 months of playoff basketball in him, bro.
I don't know.
That's the only thing. But no, I'm with you though. On paper, in theory, you got Edgecombe. They're probably gonna lose Grimes, but you pick up Edgecombe 3rd in the draft. PG, obviously, PG we also forget PG was hurt last season. Now, if PG is just over the hill, that's one thing. But PG did come into the season hurt. You got Maxey McCain got hurt last season as well. So you did have guys you had a lot of injuries in Philly last year. It wasn't just Embiid. So no, I'm with you. If Embiid is actually on the court and healthy, we'll see.
Ramos, you are a liar. He gonna give me 6. No, he's not. You don't know that. He's not giving you
60 games, bro. He's not giving you 60 games, bro. We don't even have any update on his status for the season. He's not giving you 60 games, bro. The most he gonna give you 45, 50.
Okay,
but
you said there was some breaking news.
Duncan Robinson got traded to the Detroit Pistons. I kind of mentioned earlier when I was talking about, because I was going over, I kind of spoke on Malik Beasley, and now he just fucked himself out of mad money because they gave it away now. They basically replaced Malik Beasley with Duncan Robinson, and they picked up Karis LeVert. To me, the Pistons was another team. I'm like, if I look at what Indiana did last season, and I'm Detroit, and I mean, I think I got a future MVP in Cade. I got Jaden Ivey coming back. If we could upgrade over Tobias Harris, we probably can't. But if we could get an upgrade over Tobias Harris, I'm thinking like, man, why can't I be a team that make a run next year?
Yeah.
Like, I don't really see a reason as to why I can't be.
Every team in the league, with the exception of the Lakers, should feel that way. It's also funny that the Lakers might wind up with DeAndre Ayton. Which, by the way, I respect him a lot, but his NBA career makes me sad.
It didn't go as planned.
It went the opposite of planned.
It didn't have to go like this.
He was, and I say this with all due respect, like Greg Oden with privilege.
He wasn't. No. Greg Oden would have at least been a defensive player of the year if his
I mean, he
legs.
went to the finals though.
Who?
Aiden.
He did go to the finals, but Greg Oden would have at least been a defensive player of the
Averaging what,
year.
19 and 10? I mean, that
Nah,
ain't
he was
bad.
balling. He played great defense on Jokic. He was locked in, and then I don't know what happened.
He got that money, and then he stopped caring.
Well, no, the Monty Williams thing happened. Remember when him and Monty got into it a few times on the sideline? I think it was in Game 7 when he just like benched him or whatever. They got into it verbally on the sideline. He was kind of checked out since then. Went to Portland. Clearly didn't want to be in Portland. The man said he missed the game because it was not granted. He's from the Bahamas, so I might give him a little bit of pass. Maybe he had never seen black ice before because he is from the Bahamas, and then he did go to Phoenix. But the man missed the game in Portland because the streets was icy.
Yeah, I remember us arguing about that. So maybe he was gonna fall.
Now, like I said, he is from the Bahamas and he did go to college in Tucson. So I will give him the benefit of the doubt that maybe he has no idea about what to do when it's cold weather and snowing outside. But that is still nuts to say. And as far as the Lakers, bro, I mean, Aiden is better than what they had, right?
Yeah, I
mean, they had Jackson Hayes starting last year. Aiden is a better basketball player than Jackson Hayes.
I think if we can keep DeAndre Ayton out of the nice guys, Zook and Keys, I think him and Luka Doncic will be best friends because Luka Doncic is gonna make sure he get the easiest shots he ever got. Like, I don't think anyone. That's also part of the problem for Ayton is
Chris Paul.
Yeah, but you saw what happened with that. Then you go to the finals when you get someone that can actually. But even that lasted what, 2 years? How long he been in the league for? What, damn near a decade now at this point.
Damn near a decade.
Yeah, so you've been in the league almost a decade. You really only had a true point guard for 2 years. You go and you play with Luka Doncic, who got eyes in the back of his head, just gonna be throwing the ball up. You just gotta grab it and put it in the basket. Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford, Maxi Keebler, and Dwight Powell have made a career over the last 5 years off of the back of Luka Doncic finding them with impossible passes and their numbers skyrocketing playing with him. So I don't think that it's a bad thing for them. I'm just tired of LeBron, bro. I want LeBron to go home, bro.
LeBron need one more year, bro, and then go home, bro.
No,
one more year,
go
home.
Go home, bro. You annoying, bro.
He got one more year. He got one more year, and after that 1 more year, say, all right, bro, go home, G. You're literally cap strapping and you're handicapping the franchise after that. The problem is LeBron actually should be making 35, 40 million, but he's making 58 million because he's LeBron James. He should really be making $35 million.
No, he should really be making cookies and dinner for his family because he's retired from playing basketball.
No, he got one more year, G.
That dunk compilation I saw where that man's hand was barely above the rim, I'm like, gee, we got to go, bro. He used to be able to look into the rim.
He got one more year, bro. One more year.
This be the rim, this be his hand. Like,
one more year, bro. Bron got one more year.
Look,
it's like, yo.
This used to be the basketball. LeBron would be up there. Now
Somebody said, "What if?"
Go home,
somebody
bro.
said, "What if Bron get waived? Bron can't get waived. G. I don't want to.
You're not waiving.
You're not waiving LeBron James. You're not waiving LeBron James, bro.
They go waive and stretch LeBron's salary.
You're not waiving Bron, bro. Nah, you're not waiving Bron.
But
number one,
if you waive him, Shams and Windhorst been saying don't nobody want him.
Cause why? And also okay, what would be your what would be your LeBron James trade right now, bro?
Call up the Knicks. Give me Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, Deuce McBride, and first.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, why
I'm not doing that.
Bron not worth Deuce McBride.
I'm not giving you all three of them and the first, bro. I'm sorry, G.
Okay,
no,
give me Mikal Bridges, Deuce McBride, the first.
I don't even think that even work. Let me see. Do it even work for Espo? Does it even work? We are trading.
Bron coming to the Knicks for the minimum. No, he's not. He at least got to get $20 million.
This is sad. The first person on the Fanspo is Bron. She come on, bro. I don't want to live in this world, bro. want to live in this world, dog. Let's see, LeBron James to the Knicks, Mikal Bridges, Lakers, and you said Deuce McBride. The trade ain't gonna work probably. Josh Hart might work though.
No, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
bro.
trade failed.
Get Braun up out of here, bro. Let's
Trade
see.
ain't go. That trade ain't gonna work.
No, it is. Hold on, we gonna figure it out. So Mikal Bridges, that's 24 million. Josh Hart, and then Deuce McBride. Okay, what about? Nah, that's not gonna work. Hold on, let's see. It failed because $3 million. All right, let's figure this out. So, Knicks
You
ain't
gotta
got no
use a
trade
trade
exception.
exception.
You can't select it on here, and they don't have it on here. What they do from Milwaukee?
Yeah, bro, it ain't gonna work, G.
Hold on. We gonna make this work. All
See
right.
what-
Look. We gonna make this work. You just clean house, G. Get him out of here. Success. If you trade, oh shit, it's a success. If hold on, let me see if I can trade it. I mean, if I can share it.
Stream the trade, bro.
Oh yeah, like we did trade Clay. I mean, if y'all,
Trade, but
if y'all want to see trade Broad, I got y'all. Shit, you get him up out of here, Brody. Hold on, let me go. See that works. Hold on, let me.
that's too much, bro.
No, it's not. It's
That's
really
too much,
just a bunch
G.
of rookies.
That's too much. Bro.
No picks.
G, that's too much, bro.
No picks. You give up Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, Miles McBride, Tyler Kolek, and Ariel Hukaporti for LeBron?
Okay, that's not a bad trade.
For LeBron, that's not a bad.
That's not a bad trade.
You gonna make look.
You gonna make so much fucking money,
bro. It says you win 7 more games with LeBron.
No, you would make so much fucking money, bro. LeBron in New York for 1 year. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, forget it. But the problem is now this is your team: LeBron, Cat, OG, Jalen Brunson, Mitchell Robinson, and Pacovi Diadet.
They ain't got Precious no more.
I think he might be a
free agent.
A free agent right now. Yeah, he an unrestricted free agent.
Damn.
So these are all they unrestricted free agents. So I mean, technically, if you wanted to, you could go sign.
They got Clarkson.
Who?
Jordan Clarkson, the Knicks signed Jordan Clarkson.
Oh, for real? When they signed Clarkson?
Like yesterday.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you got a whip. And yeah, now you got a whip, G. You bring back Campaign, Precious Achua, and Landry Shamet on minimum deals because that's what they need. I mean, Precious gonna require a little bit more, but I think you can go above the cap to keep him because he was on your team, right?
I don't even know how to. I'm not. Yeah. You
okay,
can.
Then cool. We gonna have a LeBron James Knicks jersey to sell until the end of time, bro. The world could end and somebody gonna have on a LeBron James Knicks jersey. If the you know what I mean, like I do that.
No,
low key. You got Cat, Bridges, Brunson, Clarkson. You come on. You still got Campaign. Go get you. I know they can pick somebody up on the market.
Now, Bron in New York for a year is box office. I ain't even gonna lie.
Is a first round exit, but yes.
Nah, G. They're not losing the first round, bro.
They're gonna fuck around and lose to the Orlando Magic in the first round. Game 7 at the Garden. LeBron gonna walk off the court crying. Go come back for another year because the word on the street is Bryce is not gonna make it.
As in like, I don't even think he ranked high enough right now.
They said, bro, horrible. Respectfully. I said it. I didn't say that. I said they said.
I don't even think he ranked high enough right now.
Yeah, bro. I watched one scout video, G. That was like, good lord, bro. Like, yeah, he would just be getting good enough by his junior year in college to maybe go D1. I'm like, bro, like, let alone go to Arizona.
Yeah, but ain't he? Yeah, but I think he walking on. I think he a 4-star prospect, and he took a scholarship from Arizona. I think that's where he's at with it right now.
That's hilarious, bro.
But last thing, because I do want your opinion on this. We kind of touched on it a little bit, but the Malik Beasley scandal, and just scandals in general with athletes and gambling. What do you think about it? I mean, I don't know if you saw the videos of Malik Beasley, but it was some questionable shit he was doing at the end of games.
I mean,
Like
so
he
was
got
so was Terry Rozier, and the
I
feds
think
cleared
Terry
him.
Rozier was just
So
terrible.
no, I think some of these motherfuckers just be goofy.
I also think Terry Rozier was just really bad. I think he was so bad they was like, yo, you got to be betting.
He probably was. They just couldn't prove it was him doing the bets.
Fair. And then they found a clip. I'm not trying to accuse nobody of nothing. Bryce better than Terry Rozier right now. Nah, Bryce ain't better than Terry Rozier right now, bro. Bryce ain't better than Terry. But what do you think about this? I mean, obviously the rise in just betting in America, obviously over the past 5 years, even just seeing normal people, the way like normal people just bet more now. So I mean, it's not really odd.
I've spoken about this a lot personally, and I think I spoke about it on the show. I've always, I think I tweet about it a lot because people will be mad at me on Twitter because I say I don't believe that sports gambling should be legal on these apps. Like, I think if you go to a casino and you want to sports gamble and bet, cool. But having it available readily on these things, I think is a moral shame, a terrible quandary, and I think that shit is worse than drugs. And I've watched people, including family members, throw their whole life away gambling. Like, it take a lot of crack to smoke to throw away your life smoking crack. To gamble, you just got to go and empty your bank account and go and put it on Terry Rozier to hit 5 threes in the game because you got a feeling that he gonna be hot today.
If you put your life savings on Terry Rozier hitting 5 threes, you deserve everything that comes to you. You deserve everything that comes to you.
Like
you take your money,
he's been cold. I know he's gonna hit 5 tonight. I'm putting
if you take your money,
Terry Rozier tonight.
If you take your money on it on a cold night in January, when it's Heat Kings, and put 5 racks on Terry Rozier at 5 threes, you deserve everything that comes to you.
No, but that's really how it be.
I didn't say it wasn't. I just said if you do that, you deserve everything that comes to you.
No, that's really how it be, G. Like, I met a woman who told me she gambled baseball, but only on home runs. I'm like, huh? She like, yeah, but when they hit, they hit. I'm like,
man, listen.
I mean, obviously she ain't gambling away her house, but still, the fact that you going through MLB games and being like, I think he gonna hit a home run, I'm not doing that, bro. Like, man, I would rather go and buy a drink of alcohol. I would rather go buy some weed. I'd rather go buy some
tacos,
some coffee,
some gas for my car,
some energy drinks. No, I'm just naming all the things that might be bad for you more than me wanting to bet if Ohtani gonna hit a home run in the first inning.
Man, listen.
I just feel like they gotta ruin sports for you, G. How you not even watching the game no more? That's why I stopped playing fantasy because I stopped watching the game. I be watching the players and then being here mad as hell. I'm like, if this how y'all feel with just me playing fantasy, I'm not doing this.
That's why I don't sports gamble because like fantasy basketball be having me stressed. Like, bro, I know I'm in too deep.
Sports gambling, you ain't never going on a date again.
like, nah, bro. I knew, like, gee, one of my homegirls. I knew she was in too deep, G. When it's like April and she talk about Miles Bridges, she got a parlay on Miles Bridges, bro. I'm like, you watching the Hornets play in April? You in too deep, G. Jason Tatum is one thing. You want to put a parlay on Tatum, whatever. You got parlays on Miles Bridges, bro. You in here talking about Miles Bridges rebounds. You in too deep, bro.
Yeah, so I just think it's all travesty. I mean, if you gamble and you bet, I'm not judging you. That's your prerogative. Bet responsibly, but I definitely think that this is par for the course. It's like it's what was gonna happen. Like, I'm not surprised. I think, if I'm being honest, I think these guys are idiots.
Yeah.
I think they're absolute idiots to even I'd rather you go and buy prostitutes than for you to be gambling on the game that you play, you goofball. This game is giving you tens of millions of dollars.
And even you trying to get a few other ones.
No, not even like Jonte Porter. Like, bro wasn't like making mad money, but G, you made more. You was gambling. He lost more money gambling than he made playing basketball. You're an idiot. Why did you just go focus on getting fucking rebounds and then you can make more money? Malik Beasley, allegedly. I don't know, allegedly. Just make your shots.
Either way,
to parlay.
He lost mad bread because by the time the investigation done, free agency gonna be over. He taking the minimum, and he had the most threes in the league last year.
You know who gonna call?
Who?
LeBron.
Oh,
hey,
bring him back.
The Lakers not trade LeBron. If LeBron get traded, that will be one of the most shocking moments of my life.
I agree.
At this age, because I'm the first thing I'm gonna say, to who and why did they do that? Tell LeBron he want to come to the Bulls. I'll welcome him with open arms and everything I ever said about him.
LeBron need to play on the Bulls.
Tell LeBron to come to Chicago for his retirement tour. Mike gonna unlock the 23 for him, and we gonna celebrate you, Bron, because you a Bull now.
Why they win 35 games?
That's fine. I'm watching every single last one of them, rooting like it was 2014 Cavaliers. Go, Bron, go! Be screaming like you, LeBron, in the crib. I owe the sumo to LeBron. Give me that hot sauce. Slaughter your daughter with a rebound. The outlet pass, LeBron.
I owe the sumo to LeBron. Just sounds so goddamn nasty. Give me the hot sauce. That sounds so goddamn nasty, bro. Stay your ass in LA, man. Let Luka throw you lobs, bro. Let Luka throw you lobs, bro. But
I told y'all the writing was on the wall for Luka Doncic. All right. So when Malik Beasley cleared that scandal, and LeBron, hey, we need to shoot a big fella. Come take this $2 billion, sit on this bench.
Oh no, he might start. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He might.
He might start.
He's gonna be starting for $2 million.
That's about the money that's gonna be left by the time he signed.
He could have had a Duncan Robinson type deal. Now he gonna be.
No, he was. Literally, the Pistons gave away all his money.
I know he could have had a Duncan Robinson deal. Now he gonna be robbing and ducking for people. Which, by the way, you know how much of a troll his life is, bro.
Yes, bro.
You dated Larsa Pippen. G. You clanking threes all the time. Then you out here betting on the games allegedly. Come on, bro.
Bro, I saw like a TikTok that said Malik Beasley is living out Future's life story, and they put like they put the parlay in Vegas bar, and they put Draco when he was talking about Larsa Pippen, and they put Rollie on your arm. He had a Rollie on his arm. He living the Future life story, bro. I was in tears, bro. I was in tears.
Yeah, bro, ass tweaking.
But let's get up out of here. Yeah, man, let's get up out of here, man. As always, man, it's been Hoops and Brews, man. Thank y'all for watching. We'll be back. As more free agency stuff develops, we'll be back. But yeah, man, as always, thank you guys for watching. And
I'm not gonna lie, you've podcasted more in the past 10 days than you have in the past 3 months. I thought we was taking a break.
It's been shit going on, man. It's been shit going on.
I thought we was gonna see people in August. This man been texting the group every day. Yeah, we potted him like, what?
It's been shit going on, man. But we'll holler at y'all.
All right, bro. Peace.
Thought it was so. I'll be back. They thought it was so. But I said, we're back.